And now to our commentary. NBC Nightly News anchor Brian Williams criticized Washington, D.C. lawmakers during a commencement address last weekend, saying our politics are broken.
So that's where I hand off to you. Here we are. Our politics are broken. Here we are in the shadow of the U.S. Capitol.
So we asked our commentators, David and Lars, is our political system broken? And if so, who's to blame?
Straight talk from the right and from the left.
For the disintegration of American politics, for Congress having approval ratings below even journalists, there's more than enough blame to go around. But to say that the blame divides equally is bad political science and bad math. Two prominent, widely quoted D.C. pundits, Norm Ornstein and Thomas Mann, have recently published a book with a discouraging title, "It's Even Worse Than It Looks." They conclude that both parties have become more ideological and partisan, but it's not an equal divide. I wouldn't say it's all Republicans, says Ornstein. It's 80-20 at this point. When you look at the data, including voting records, the Democrats have moved left to probably their own 25-yard line. President Obama is probably around the 40. The Republicans have moved behind their own goalpost. Republicans are not only refusing to work with Democrats, they're purging people like Indiana Senator Dick Lugar, who might ever work with Democrats. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says his prime goal is to make sure Obama is a one-term president, suggesting that he's taken a different oath of office. Most pundits, of course, would rather just condemn everyone's partisanship. To blame anyone in particular would be, well, partisan.
Now, straight talk from the right.
Politics in America has been frustrating, but it's certainly not broken. Those who say it is apparently think that any time senators and representatives and governors and presidents with different approaches to solving problems can't agree, the system must be broken. The system, in fact, is working. The people are the real government of this great country. We hire representatives to do the nuts and bolts work of making the government function. Certainly there are areas where compromise is desirable. If one thinks the Army should be 600,000 strong and the other says it should be 800,000, you can compromise in the middle. But the issues today are more polar. Drill for oil or don't. Fund abortions or not. Government control of our health insurance system or the private sector instead. Government subsidies for private companies or trust in the free market. If you're driving down a road and one person says turning left will take you where you want to go and the other says turning right is correct, is the compromise to go straight? On questions like that, America's representatives have to stick to the promises they made at home and the values that convinced voters to put them in office in the first place. The side with the strongest arguments to the people they represent will win the day. It's messy and time-consuming and frustrating, but it's certainly not broken.